Moalboal is a famous diving spot for its school of sardines. There are tens of thousands of sardines. It is truly an amazing experience. Of course, diving is the best way to see the schools, but the schools are often less than 10 metres from the shore and are close enough to the surface that you can easily see them with a snorkel too. This dive cost me 1,500 pesos to rent all the gear with the PADI Open Water diving licence. This is roughly £20 British or 25 US dollars. If you'd rather snorkel, it costs 100 peso to rent the snorkel with an additional 100 peso environment charge. This is less than £3 British and less than 4 US dollars. You can also get a local guide / cameraman to take some photos of you snorkeling for a couple of hundred peso. It's genuinely worth doing if you're visiting Moalboal. There are lots of turtles in the waters around Moalboal. I've done 6 dives and been snorkeling once since I got here, and I've seen a turtle on almost every occasion. On several occasions, I saw more than one. If you visit in Cebu and go diving or snorkeling, you're almost guaranteed to see a turtle if you're patient. They are not afraid of humans, and they are generally very relaxed around people. My girlfriend saw one while she was snorkeling. I think that was one of her highlights of the trip so far. Very shortly, I'll be heading into that boat there, to Pescador Island. I'm going to do some diving, see what it's like. Pescador Island is a tiny island off the Moalboal coast. It takes about 5 minutes to reach by boat. No one lives there, but nevertheless some wildcats survive on the island. These are Moorish idlefish. They're my favourite fish. Boat trip costs 1,500 peso, 20 British pounds, or 25 US dollars, including all the gear. I didn't see any, but white-tipped sharks are known to live in the waters around the island. I'm going to be honest and say I don't know what this is, but he was pointed out to me for some reason. If anyone does know what it is, it'd be great if you could drop it in the comments below because I am quite curious. I thought this coral was an absolutely lovely green colour with an amazing texture. And then we were fortunate enough to see a turtle swim underneath us. It was absolutely marvellous. There are lots of lionfish in the waters around Moalboal. They're worth noting because they are venomous. Although they are not deadly, their sting can cause extreme pain which will last several days, so best to avoid them. Clownfish are abundant in the waters around Pescador Island and Moalboal. They're always beautiful, very nice, very Nemo. I would have been surprised if I had not seen any clownfish, but what was a nice surprise for me were all these little baby fish. The dive instructor started showing me just how delicate some of the coral is. He showed me how it will fold over just at him waving his hand, but it does all come back relatively quickly. Paris lovingly described this one as a fat Nemo. There are lots of clownfish in these waters. Video. Back to Moalboal. Just a quick reminder that smashing that like button really helps out the channel. Thanks guys.
Why scuba, Ben?
The dives so far in the video were my first and second post-qualification dives after receiving my PADI Open Water diving qualification at Moalboal at Cebu Fun Divers. Tuble Reef was my final dive and my dive master allowed us to take GoPros with us. The qualification cost £300, roughly 23,000 peso. I found several cheaper options while in Moalboal. Some schools were offering the training for 18,000 peso. This would have only been 240 British pounds or roughly 300 US dollars. I've always had a fear of deep water, whether that is the sea or even a swimming pool where I cannot touch the bottom. I decided I wanted to learn to dive to confront this fear. I did my e-learning online before the trip, and then it took 3 days of on-site learning to complete the qualification. The first day was just in the school swimming pool, the second and third days were in the sea. I've been saying before the dive how much I really wanted to see an octopus, so I was very fortunate that we did see this one. However, I didn't recognise it as an octopus during the dive. I had to wait till afterwards to ask the dive master what it was, and then I was just like, oh! I plan on doing some more diving in the Philippines, Vietnam and Thailand. Paris and I are travelling across Southeast Asia on our way to move to New Zealand. If you're interested in more diving videos or any other adventures, subscribe, follow along, and stay tuned.
Oh, are you excited?
Yeah.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye, Ben.